Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot of people attend the town council meetings where I live here in East Windsor, New Jersey. And because of that, the town council gets away with being abusive towards the few constituents who show up to speak out against the excessive spending, excessive tax increases, and lack of transparency that takes place. As you may have seen in some of my other videos of the actual town council meetings, the mayor of East Windsor where I live, Janice Mironov, is particularly abusive. I will just review for you what happened, some of the major things that happened at the last town council meeting I attended 2 weeks ago. First of all, I was told to just accept the fact that the mayor and I had disagreements. I was told that I was to limit myself to 10 minutes, even though there was no ordinance which mandated that I limit myself to 10 minutes. And every time I went into detail about why I disagreed with the mayor and the town council, I was interrupted. Now, ladies and gentlemen, each of these is an example of abusive governing, destructive governing, and disrespectful governing. And in a nutshell, it is an abominable lack of transparency. After all, if you are a political representative, one of your responsibilities is to make sure that your relationship with your constituents is the best that it can be, that any questions they have are answered, and that any disagreements they have are addressed. So tomorrow night is the next town council meeting in East Windsor. And I've got a few objectives, a few things that I hope to achieve. And the first one is that I want to make sure that my disagreements are thoroughly expressed. And I want the mayor to explain to me why she thinks I'm wrong. Now, for those of you who are watching my videos for the first time and don't know about the fundamental disagreements I have with my mayor, I would tell you in a nutshell that Mayor Janice Mironov of East Windsor likes tax increases, likes spending increases, likes taking on more and more debt. I believe that we should lower taxes. I believe that we should cut spending, or at least freeze it, and I believe we should absolutely stop taking in more debt. For those of you who are not citizens of New Jersey or do not know too much about the financial economic situations in New Jersey, we have the highest property taxes in the entire country. We have the highest debt per capita in the entire country. We're suffering from a 52-year high in the poverty rate, and just learned today that in fact New Jersey has suffered the third smallest income growth in the entire country. A point I'm going to touch on a little bit later. Anyway, the point is that the local government here in East Windsor is about spending, is about taxes, and is about debt, and in my opinion is about a lack of fiscal responsibility. Whereas they believe they're helping folks out with these wild expenditures. And I've been trying to get a discussion going saying, I don't agree. And the discussion hasn't gone much further than the mayor saying, well, this is our opinion and you're just going to have to accept the fact that it's our opinion. Which is very interesting, because at the last town council meeting, I said there is nothing more dangerous if you disagree with somebody than just saying, oh, okay, that's what the other person thinks, they disagree with me, and I'm just going to say, fine. there's a great James Madison quote that I'm going to bring up at tomorrow's town council meeting. It's a quote that is such a great quote, in fact, that I've saved it as a topic for one of my daily addresses here with you. So I'm not going to go and actually read the quote tonight, but I'm going to tell you that in a nutshell, what James Madison says is that if you're going to pass a law, you've got to talk about it. You've got to talk about it a lot. And you've got to make sure that the law isn't merely something that is esoteric, that just 3 people understand, but that is something that everybody in society is engaged with. Something that clearly the mayor of East Windsor, Janice Mironov, and the town council that she works with clearly disagree with. Other points that I'm going to be bringing up tomorrow at the town council meeting. At the last town council meeting, I asked how many tax cuts, how many property tax cuts were, how many, to be as technical as possible, how many municipal tax cuts did East Windsor enjoy in the last 25 years, and how many tax increases did the municipal government of East Windsor suffer in the last 25 years. I'd be very interested to see if they indeed wrote my question down and had the respect to remember to answer that question at the next town council meeting. Personally, my own prediction is that I'm going to have to ask again, but I would love to be wrong on that issue. I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, and I regret to have to tell you this, but I actually saw the mayor of East Windsor at the local grocery store yesterday, and I extended my hand. Even though her and I disagree, fine. Even though I believe she is an abusive mayor, fine. She is still a human being, and so am I. I extended my hand to shake hers, so that at least there would be some level of mutual respect that was expressed between the two of us. But she refused to shake my hand, which I think is a disgraceful act on her part, and a complete destruction of whatever credibility she might have had, whatsoever. 2 other things I'll be wanting to talk about tomorrow night. The budget and how we can safely either freeze the budget or begin cutting spending to some degree. And of course, I love to talk about future goals and what the vision of East Windsor should be. These are the kind of conversations that it is essential to have, not only in my municipality, but local government is just like state government or federal government in that there's always an agenda. Sometimes the agenda is explicitly articulated and it is something that everybody there is working towards together. Sometimes half the town council has one agenda and half the town council has another agenda. In other townships nearby, the town councils are not a single political party. They're dominant. The entire political in East Windsor, where I live, the entire town council, they're all Democrats. They're all something between socialists and fascists, quite honestly. This is not the case in every township. In nearby Heightstown, you've got Republicans dogging it out with Democrats, and I'm actually thankful that that's the case, because when you've got people of one single political party, you've got no scrupulous debate. Thankfully, my running mate Don DeZarn and I have been trying to get a debate going with the mayor and the town council of East Windsor, and even though they have been resisting this debate, they will not succeed in resisting this debate because we will not stop. Even if we are elected to the state legislature, we will attend our town council meetings because local government is just as important as any other body of government that exists. I told you earlier in this address that it is officially reported that the state of New Jersey is suffering from the third smallest income growth in the entire country. I just want to reiterate a few points about this, as I have stated in other videos. The state of New Jersey has the highest property taxes in the entire country. The state of New Jersey has the highest debt per capita in the entire country. The state of New Jersey is suffering from a 52-year record high in terms of its poverty rate. The state of New Jersey is home to the poorest city in the entire country. In a nutshell, New Jersey is suffering from record-breaking poverty. And it also has the highest property taxes, also has the highest debt per capita. I believe it's very clear at this point that our tax policies and our spending policies and our debt are definitely hurting New Jersey's economy. Absolutely. And I believe that neither the Republican candidates in the 14th Legislative District of New Jersey nor the Democratic candidates in the 14th Legislative District of New Jersey will be upfront with you in regard to those facts and will provide for you an honest analysis of those facts like I have this evening. And that is why, unlike the Republicans who propose a tax cut proposal, that they have a tax cut proposal that they can't guarantee will work, and the Democrats are delighted to continue increasing property taxes by 2%, Don DeZarn and I believe that the property tax should be frozen. We believe that every local government, that's the municipal government, that's the county government, and that's the school boards, they must freeze their tax rates, they must freeze their spending as well. And if we're elected to the state legislature, we're going to fight hard to have a bill and a budget that reflects just that. Because poverty is becoming way too widespread in this state. Enough is enough with the poverty in New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen. Enough is enough. And I would reiterate, if you truly want more proof in terms of the relationship between taxes, expenditures, and debt and the economy, I remind you again of the year 1953 when unemployment was not above 8%, but in fact was under 3%, when federal spending was only $677 billion, whereas today it's at $3.8 trillion, where debt was only $260 billion, whereas now it's over $17 trillion. Keep in mind, all of these numbers are adjusted for inflation. So the last point I want to make is I want to remind you that on October 14th in front of the State House in Trenton, New Jersey, Don DeZarn and I will be holding a rally to abolish the Common Core State Standards Initiative, which is a set of educational standards which calls for less critical thinking, less outside-the-box thinking, so many expenses that will drive up our property taxes so extraordinarily high that no one's had the courage to even publish a cost analysis for the unfunded mandates that these standards impose on the school boards. And it takes away a lot of say from the parents, the teachers, and the administrators and the school boards. We're going to go in front of the State House and say, we need to get rid of it, and we need to bring control back to the local governments and the parents and the teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for your time today. May God bless the state of New Jersey, and may God bless America.